looks like the cry of an evil god of war. Its energy is streaming toward the crystal bodies. A tremendous, massive light is pouring around the tower, which now looks as if he's made it into his own fortress. There are hundreds of people running around everywhere in complete panic, running for their lives.
What is up, everybody? This is Phil, the Kaiju King, from my collection room in Greater Cincinnati. In this video, we're going to do a quick review of the deforeal SpaceGodzilla from the 1994 film Godzilla vs. SpaceGodzilla. Awesome little figure. Talk about a big head, man. Look at that. I'd say this is the biggest head in the deforeal line. His head is enormous. It's crazy, but that's what they're meant to be and meant to be about. It's the big exaggerated heads, small little tiny bodies, and of course, just the cute little style that they are in. I know they're kind of a hit and miss with people, this line, as far as collecting, but I tend to like them. I like what they've given us. They've spread it out pretty quickly, and they're going even farther with some neat things. They just recently announced this Dr. SpaceGodzilla figure. I think that thing will be cool. Myself, personally, I really am looking forward to that. Really am liking what I'm seeing from this line. They really have spread it out quite a bit. Of course, SpaceGodzilla from the 1994 film Godzilla vs. SpaceGodzilla. This is the mutation of Godzilla DNA, and when Mothra carried his DNA out into space from the 92 film. Mothra collided with the space crystals and meteorites, I believe, and formed SpaceGodzilla with Godzilla's DNA as the birthplace of SpaceGodzilla. So it's a pretty awesome looking kaiju, pretty wicked looking. I love he looks pretty evil, in my opinion. Pretty wild looking kaiju. Of course, he's crystal based with the crystal and everything. Pretty cool though. This little figure is something else. It is pretty unique. I like it. This is the standard. I think the Rick is a light up. It has light up crystal dorsal plates, light up shoulder spikes, and light up eyes. I believe the horn might even light up too on his head. So that probably is a pretty cool light up actually. But I went standard on it. I was happy with this. Of course, I ordered it from Hobby Search, and everybody knows it's been a mess getting parts from figures from Hobby Search because of the shipping with COVID. So I changed this to DHL because the deforeals, if you change them to DHL, it's usually like 20 bucks, 30 bucks on the high side to ship them. So this one was around 20, I think, extra, so I went ahead and paid it. But if you're talking about a 30 centimeter figure, I done released a couple 30 centimeter figures, and it's not cheap to ship those by any means. I wouldn't recommend it unless you have the extra money, and I happen to have the extra money, so that's the only reason I did it. But nonetheless, I finally got this thing. I didn't have much of a delay with him to get him, so he's a pretty nice little figure. I love the pose and everything. I like how his tail here goes down and curls up slightly to his left. Nice little spikes, crystal spikes on the tail, of course. Really nice sculpting of the skin on the tail, the tree bark type skin on the tail, which he's emulating Godzilla, so it makes sense. The crystal spikes on the shoulders are really nicely done, really nice details on them at the base of the spikes with the skin growth coming up on them. Really cool. Crystal dorsal plates, traditional of the SpaceGodzilla. Really cool, really nicely done. Fingernails, toenails are a bone whitish in color. Really nicely done. The chest area and the kangaroo pouch area is what I call it on his belly there. All purplish in color, just like SpaceGodzilla should be. Fingernails, of course, same as the toenails, bone white in color. Really cool. Get up to his big old exaggerated head there, and you see the nice big star horn on his head there. Sticks up prominently. Really nicely done. You got the two sets of claws here on the side of his jaw cheek area here. Really cool. His eyes are nicely done. Black pupil with orange and yellow in there on the eye. Pretty good. The teeth are really cool. I love how they captured the teeth on this guy. Really gnarly looking, really vicious looking. They really did capture some nice effects with the teeth sculpting on this figure. It's really, really neatly done. He looks really gnarly looking, really, really nasty looking kaiju here. They captured him really well overall, I would say. I'd say that the job they did on this guy is really, really good. No doubt. Deforeal line is really expanding by leaps and bounds, and I can understand they must be selling or they wouldn't be hitting it so hard like they are. We got deforeals of this. We're getting deforeal of the Rhedosaurus, I believe, from 20,000, the beast from 20,000 Phantoms. I think we're getting a deforeal of him. We're getting a deforeal maybe of the Cyclops. I can't remember. Two of those Harryhausen figures I thought got announced recently as deforeals. So they're just expanding this line by leaps and bounds, and I like it myself personally. The next one coming up is Mechagodzilla 74 to go with the Godzilla 74 and King Caesar. So that'll be pretty cool. Alright, let me do some quick size comparisons with this little guy, and let's move on to that right now. Alright everybody, here's my size comparison. Here's the only other deforeal Heisei Godzilla that we've had so far, which is the 84. It surprises me. I have a feeling we're going to have a run on some Heisei Godzillas in the deforeal line. I think we're going to get a 95 to go with the Destroyer. Wouldn't surprise me if we get a 94 to go with this SpaceGodzilla even. But here is the deforeal 84 and the 30 centimeter, one of the biggest 30 centimeter figures in the whole lineup, the 30 centimeter X Plus SpaceGodzilla. You can see he is a big one for sure. Pretty rare figure nowadays too. I got him early in my collecting. I'm glad I did, because I think right now he's probably in the aftermarket. Draws a pretty penny. I had the 25 centimeter SpaceGodzilla, but I ended up not caring for it as much as I thought I would, so I sold it. I think this one here, in that face and head area especially, really carries the likeness of SpaceGodzilla for me personally. The other one, I don't know, it just seemed not quite right in the face. I mean, the body sculpting on the 25 I would say is more detailed by a slight bit than this 30 centimeter, but overall I believe that this SpaceGodzilla, I just liked him better, so I went ahead and sold my 25. I mean, he's a big one. It's like SpaceGodzilla Jr. Pretty cool though. Alright, we'll move on to some final thoughts, and let's do that right now. Alright everybody, I'm back. deforeal Series X Plus SpaceGodzilla from 1994's Godzilla vs. SpaceGodzilla. It's a great little figure. Some people don't have a high regard of the movie. I like the movie. It's alright. I like this kaiju a lot. The design and the concept of how it came to be, because it tied movies together with the 92, with what Mothra did, carrying Godzilla's DNA and cells into space and causing the formation of SpaceGodzilla. That's cool how that tied Heisei movies together. And then I think the design and everything of SpaceGodzilla is pretty cool. I like it. It's pretty unique. I don't think it was a bad kaiju to come up with either. I mean, it's like Bizarro Godzilla or something. It's pretty wild. It's not robotic like Mechagodzilla. It's a actual kaiju made out of flesh and everything. It just mirrors Godzilla in a lot of ways. but in a lot of ways not, with the crystals. The crystal as a foundation of his being, crystallized forms, like crystallized space form. It's pretty cool. I would love to see a flying form SpaceGodzilla, like the way he looked kind of like a meteorite with all the crystals sticking out and stuff. That would be pretty cool to have a flying form SpaceGodzilla. Actually, I think I got one commissioned from Mark Sang-Yang. It's been a rough year with that stuff because of COVID and him trying to get clay. So, but I do have one commissioned, a 30 centimeter flying form and a baby Godzilla as well. So, should be pretty cool when I get those two down the line. But this is a nice little figure. I love it. Biggest head in the line. Look at that head. It's huge. Absolutely huge. It's pretty cool though. Alright everybody, I'll bring the camera closer for a quick look at this little guy. Appreciate everyone that watches my channel and tunes in. I'm going to do 2 more videos right away after this one, so I'll be posting them all this evening hopefully. Once again, this is Phil, the Kaiju King, from my collection room here in Greater Cincinnati, and y'all have a blessed day and stay safe, take care of yourself, and I'll talk to you again soon.